Good morning, dear students. So let us continue with the next topic. So in today's class, we are going to be discussing about the radioactivity. Okay. Here you should remember that radioactivity is a phenomenon. It is a phenomenon. So what happens in the year 1896? Henry Becquerel, the name of the scientist, Henry Becquerel, who discovered this phenomenon. Okay. So here what he observed that uranium, when it is disintegrating, so at this time he observed that some radiations are going to be emitted from that uranium element. As you know that uranium is a radioactive element. Okay. All the elements in the periodic table whose atomic number more than 82 are all natural radioactive element. Okay. So this uranium, it was observed that this uranium was emitting some radiations. Okay. So that phenomenon is called as, actually this, when it is emitting means this uranium is disintegrating. Okay. So the spontaneous emission of radiations from a radioactive element is called as, it is radioactivity. Radioactive, and that phenomenon, the phenomenon in which the radioactive element spontaneously emitting the radiations is called as, that is radioactivity. Okay. And the rays which are emitting, those rays are called as radioactive radiations. Okay. Those are called as radioactive radiations. So next, after 2 years, in the year 1898, Marie Curie and Pierre Curie, okay, were the two scientists who discovered an element which is called as a radium, radioactive element which is called as a radium, which is a very stronger than when we compare to the natural radioactive element. Okay. So this radium is also emitting some radiations. Okay. So actually here Henry Becquerel, he was doing some experiment in his lab in the year 1896. By accidentally, okay, he observed some dark spots on the photographic plate. Okay, when this uranium, it is emitting some radiations, so he found that some dark spots on the photographic plate. So that means these radiations are having some high penetrating power. They are having a high penetrating power. Okay. So those radiations are called as radioactive radiation. Okay. And the phenomenon in which the spontaneous emission of radiations by a radioactive element, that phenomenon is called as radioactivity. Okay. Now next we are going to discussing about that when any radioactive element, when it was, so this, there was one experiment, it was conducted by the scientist. Okay. So it was observed that when this radioactive element, any radioactive element, when it was kept in a lead block, okay, Now, and when it was kept in a lead block and it was applied to an electric field, so this is the positive side, it is the negative side. Okay, so this is the radioactive element here. It is a radioactive element. Okay, so it was observed that this radioactive element, when it is emitting some radiations, it is emitting three types of rays. Okay, one is alpha ray, second beta ray, third gamma ray. So this radioactive element, a radioactive substance, where it is kept in a lead block, okay, at the bottom of this lead block. So when it is applied, when some electric field is being applied, so here three rays are emitting. Some rays are deflected towards the positive, and some rays are deflecting towards the negative side, negative plate, and some rays are traveling along the straight line. Okay, so the rays which are deflected towards the positive plate, those rays are called as gamma rays, and the rays which are deflecting towards the negative, those rays are called as beta rays, and the rays which are traveling along the straight line, they are called as gamma rays. Okay, so here these alpha rays are the positively charged particles. They are the positively charged rays, or you can say rays. Okay, and these are negatively charged. Okay, and gamma rays are neutral. Okay, so and these alpha rays, they are traveling with a velocity of more than 10 to the power of 7 meter per second, and beta rays, they are traveling approximately, it was observed that 1% to 90% of the these rays are traveling with the velocity of 1% to 90%. Okay, and gamma rays, they are traveling with more than this beta rays. Okay, so now the gamma rays, they are used in treating a cancer patient. Okay, if any organ it was affected by cancer, okay, so then these gamma rays are being incidented on that part of that body, on an organ, okay, or a tissue. Okay, so when these gamma rays are incident on that one, so whatever the cancer affected that tissue, it was there, this completely is being destroyed, and that patient, it has been cured. Okay, so these gamma rays, they are used in medical purpose, means for treating cancer patients. This is one application of gamma rays for treating cancer patients. Okay, so this is all about some properties regarding the alpha ray, beta ray, and gamma rays. Okay, so next we are, so in the same sense here, one more thing here. So when it was applied with an electric field, in the same way, when it was applied, when a magnetic field is being applied, so it was observed that the same rays are deflected towards the positive, and some rays are deflected towards the negative, and some rays are traveling along the straight line. Okay, so alpha ray, beta ray, and gamma rays. Okay, so in the both the cases it was observed when electric field and magnetic field was applied. Okay, so this is all about the three types of radiations which are emitted by the radioactive substances. So here one thing it was observed that when any radioactive substance, when it is emitting some radiations, means it is disintegrating slowly. For example, I am taking class for 1 hour and next hour I am taking. So that means my energy goes on exhausting. Okay. So the same way, if we take any radioactive substance, okay, so when it is emitting some radiations continuously, spontaneous radiations are being emitted by the radioactive element, so that substance is disintegrating. So here it is, when it is disintegrating means it is converting into other element. Okay, it is losing its properties continuously. So when it is losing its property means it is converting into another element here. Okay. So there in nuclear fission reaction, I explained that when a neutron is combined with the uranium, then it is producing two products. One is barium, the other one is krypton. That means other elements are being formed. Okay. In the same way, any radioactive substance, when it is disintegrating, means its number of atoms are disintegrating. Okay, number of atoms are continuously disintegrating and producing a new element. Okay, so that is all about the radioactivity. Now, next there is law of radioactive decay. Law of radioactive decay. Law of radioactive decay. It is very, very important. Okay. Right. So law of radioactive decay. Decay means disintegrating. So here when any radioactive substance, when it is disintegrating, say for example, a radioactive substance is having, initially it is having n0 number of atoms in that one. Now slowly it is disintegrating. So after some time it has n number of elements. So here what the law of radioactive decay says that, so the rate of disintegration of any nuclei is directly proportional to the number of atoms remaining after some time. That means here say for example n0 is the initial number of atoms and n is the final number of atoms here. So according to the decay law, it says that the rate of disintegration, that means dN by dt. Okay. Here n is the number of atoms which are remaining after time t. So the rate of disintegration of any radioactive substance is directly proportional to the number of atoms which are remaining. Okay, which are remaining. So that is all about the law of radioactive decay. So the number of the rate of disintegration of a radioactive substance is directly proportional to the number of atoms which are remaining after time t. Okay, so that is law of radioactive decay. So in the next topic we are going to discussing about we are going to derive the law of radioactive decay. So just we note on this. So now next we are going to derive the law of radioactive decay law. So here in the exam they might ask you that show that or prove that n is equal to n naught e to the power of minus lambda t. So like this they would ask in the question. It's a very important question, very important. For 5 months they might ask, or sometimes in a short they might ask you in the 3 months also. Okay. So now let us consider that the law of radioactivity Okay. So initially N naught is the number of atoms which are present at time t is equal to 0. Say for example, when time t is equal to 0, the number of atoms are how much? N naught. That is initial number. Initial number of atoms. Now, when time t is equal to t, okay, then the number of atoms are remaining how much? That is n. So n is the remaining number of atoms at time t is equal to 3. Say for example, here 100 is the number of atoms. Say for example, in this radioactive substance, say any radioactive substance, here 100 is the initial number of atoms which are present at time t is equal to 0. When time t is equal to 0, number of atoms are how much? 100. This is the initial number, that is original number. When after some time, say for example 2 seconds, 3 seconds or 10 seconds, after that time, how many number of atoms that are remaining? Say for example here, after some time 50 is the number of atoms. So that is the n. N is the remaining number of atoms which are remained after the disintegration when time t is equal to t. So according to the decay law, that is radioactive decay law, so it says that the rate of disintegration of any radioactive substance is directly proportional to the number of atoms which are remaining after some time t. So that is dN by dt is directly proportional to n0. Okay. Now we can write this as dN by dt is equal to, that is lambda minus lambda into n. Right? So here, that means here lambda is the decay constant. Lambda is the decay constant here. Okay. Lambda means decay constant, or also you can write this as dN is equal to minus lambda n dt. Okay. Or also you can write this as dN by n is equal to minus lambda dt. Now integrating on both sides here. Integrate on both sides. Now integrating on both sides, what you get? So integration of, that is integration of dN by n is equal to, here lambda is a constant here, so we are adding it as lambda into integration of dt, that is, so we are applying the integration on both sides. So 1 by n means log e n is equal to minus l minus lambda t plus c. So here c is the integration constant. Here c is the integration constant. Okay. So here log E n is equal to minus lambda t plus c. Now here n is equal to n naught when time t is equal to 0. That means this above equation, say equation 1, it becomes log E n के जगह क्या आएंगे n naught is equal to when time t is equal to 0. So lambda into 0, 0 into anything is 0. So it becomes 0 plus c. So that is log E n naught is equal to c. Now take this as equation number 2. Now we will substitute this value c in equation 1. So substituting 2 in 1. So 1 becomes equation 1 becomes log E n is equal to minus lambda t, that is plus c. C is where is how much? Plus log E n naught. So log E n minus log E n naught is equal to minus lambda E. So here log m minus, I am applying the rule. There is log m minus log n is equal to log m by n. So this is the rule we know, identity. Okay. So there is, this becomes log E n by n naught is equal to minus lambda t. So we can write this as, here taking this logarithm in this RHS side, it becomes n by n naught is equal to e to the power of minus lambda t, or we can also write n is equal to n naught e to the power of minus lambda t. So this is the required equation. So thus the sample means any radioactive substance, it is exponentially, it is decreasing. Here negative sign, it indicates that the radioactive sample is exponentially, it is decreasing. So here the n is the final number of atoms. So final number of atoms is equal to the initial number of times into e to the power of minus lambda t. So here this e to the power of minus lambda t, here negative sign, it shows that the radioactive sample is disintegrating, that is, it is disintegrating exponentially. So this is the required equation. So this is the very important derivation they might ask you in 5 marks. Okay? And in the next class we discuss the next topic. Okay? Thank you.